cannot defeat me. I have the power of love on my side, you miserable creep.
Hey Lemmy, what's up, dude? Okay, so I got a lot of ideas for the channel right now. And I really want to show them to you. So, okay, so I was thinking if we add a little bit of
multi.
Yeah.
Sorry, I kind of called to tell you something really specific.
Yeah, what's that?
I've been playing it way too close to the chest.
How so?
My projects, Tugs Continued, Cars Theories, the Gordon movie, James movie, Henry movie, Diesel 10 origin story, multiverse, all the Roblox stuff. I've done so much work over the last 2 years, and I've barely shared it with anybody.
But wait, isn't that your role? Don't you,
try to finish all your projects completely before releasing them to the public?
Isn't that very important to you?
It used to be. But now I don't... I don't...
Lemmy.
You're not doing what I think you're doing.
I'm gonna tell them everything, Multi. All the projects that I've been hiding, all the models and all the ideas. I'm going public with everything. No more secrets. Odds are, you don't really know me. I'm a very private person. Apart from a small handful of people in this community, I've barely opened up about myself to anybody. I'm not the type of person to appear in skits or make a public persona for myself like so many people have. I hate appearing in live streams and vlogs and really just showing up on camera at all. I mean, look at this frame of Kikray's layout video from Shining Time. I'm just sitting over there, painting window frames on Ted's Farquhar station model, while everyone else is gathered around the layout, participating. They have no qualms at all about making a public appearance, but I do. And I'm hoping to change that. Because this has gone too far. My reserved nature has gotten the better of me. It made me way more comfortable to just retreat from public view, retreat from Twitter, retreat from YouTube, and slip into obscurity. So I did. But it's not worth it anymore. I've stopped sharing my passion with people. Apart from a small group of people, I haven't been interacting with anybody. All my friends, they have some level of public identity. I get all my news about the community, all my news about Thomas, from them. I'm out of the loop. They're all living their lives, and here I am, all alone in a dark room. So I'm done playing it safe. I'm done letting social anxiety keep me and my work out of the public eye. I'm finally going to build a relationship with my audience. At least the few people who have stuck around after my absence for 2 years. I'm done playing it so close to the chest. I'm finally going to let you know who I am. And to do that, I've got to finally show you everything that I've been working on. Beginning in January 2018. I decided to transition my series to Roblox to enhance realism. I made idealized versions of James, Edward, Gordon, and Thomas. I also made some models that I never exported to Roblox, like Hurricane Rosie, a 7-plank wagon, and some orange coaches. I also wrote a ton of scripts for my series, which I would now be producing in Roblox. But making realistic-looking engines got a little boring, so I made some TV series models, like Gordon, Henry, James, Bogo, Thomas, Edward, Express coaches, Sir Handel, and Rheneas, as well as some models that never left SketchUp, like Douglas, Molly, Genry, and the beginnings of Duck. And then, of course, there was a Knapford map, which stopped working! Thank you, Roblox! It's legit though, thank you. Your software is amazing and highly underrated. But making detailed 3D models is a lot of work, and I got really burned out, so I started some side projects like a 1/48 scale model of Zoran from Tugs, built with the lofty ambition of doing a Tugs series, which I also wrote a few scripts for. A post-1960 realistic Thomas I never finished. Space Trains! No context. A model of Big Mac from Tugs, now in the same scale as the show. I also built some other models for my Pipe Dream series Tugs Continued, but then I decided that I would rebuild everything to be more accurate. I also conceptualized a video series called Cars Theories, where I break down the Disney Pixar Cars universe in detail. I even shot the first episode, twice. A wooden railway scaled Rainbow Station, though I never finished the little details. A wooden railway scaled CGI Tidmouth Sheds in Knapford Station, also for Rainbow Station. Sorry, I never finished those, by the way, no time.
You're fine, dude. I accidentally destroyed the last batch of stuff anyways.
Back to Roblox. I made a Percy, a Henry Mark I, a Henry Mark II, an Emily. I started an Arthur, a Diesel 10, a Class 40, a Diesel, a Douglas, and a Duck. A TV series styled Gordon with an accurate wheel configuration that runs on wooden railway track. Also a duck made in the same style. And finally, I grew tired of Roblox. It became boring and tedious, and I knew what I had to do. I went back to square one. A new Gordon and Thomas for my series, which is now, once again, Wooden Railway. So, you're probably wondering why I just did that. I mean, if I've been keeping these projects secret so long, why would I just reveal them all at once? Well, the short answer is, it's become an obsession. I recently realized that I've become really self-conscious about my work, and as a result, I've been keeping my projects secret from everyone. And the thing is, my art is such a huge part of me that by hiding it, I inadvertently isolated myself from everybody who didn't know about it. I mean, the 7 people in my Skype group, they're pretty much the only people I talk to because I can't talk to anybody else about my work. No one else knows. I've disappeared from the public eye because I'm terrified of my work being judged, and that's not healthy. I need to get over this anxiety of showing people my work somehow, and the only way I could think of was just revealing it all at once. So I won't have the choice to hide my projects and stay under the radar. Sorry if these reveals are overwhelming or if it comes off like I'm bragging, but I really needed to do this to get over my anxiety. So that's the short answer, but if you want the long answer, well, it has a lot to do with why I left in the first place. I've always had this rule. I don't tell people about my projects until they're out. The way I did my series and the way I did JBS How It Should Be, I didn't announce those projects until they were out because I didn't want the pressure of dozens of people anticipating a release. I mean, it's a lot harder to postpone or cancel something when you've got a bunch of people to answer to. And this rule, it worked for me at first. It only ever took me a few weeks to make an episode of my series. That's not a long time to leave people in the dark. I didn't need to update them as long as they knew something was coming out in the next month. But JBS How It Should Be broke this formula. It broke a lot of things. I disappeared for 8 months to work on JBS, and when I finally came back, 2 things happened. Firstly, JBS How It Should Be got a lot more hate than I was expecting, and it really crushed my confidence. I mean, it made me feel so self-conscious, it made me doubt my abilities as a creator, and it totally pushed me away from Twitter. And looking back, I do understand why people responded the way they did. I mean, I see now how arrogant the movie was, especially with the title and the message at the beginning. I'm sure it was insulting to people who like Mattel's JBS, and the bouncing and the new direction of the show. And to those people, I'm sorry I offended you. And I know there are a lot of people who like JBS How It Should Be too, and that's great. But, full disclosure, my opinions on the movie have changed a lot since then, and we made a lot of choices in that film that I don't agree with anymore. I mean, the problem was, my main priority in that movie was pointing out all the flaws with Mattel's JBS, not telling a story I was totally happy with. And that doesn't last. Truth be told, I kinda hate JBS How It Should Be now, and realizing that you wasted 8 months is terrible for your morale. And I'm not going to go into this anymore, I don't want to waste time on it, but if anyone is interested, I'll make a separate video on this topic. The second thing that happened when I returned is I decided to transition my series to Roblox. Now this may sound really out of left field, but I've actually been modeling in Roblox for years, and after JBS, I had been away from my series for so long that I had started questioning if I still wanted to do Wooden Railway. I mean, after all, I was originally going to do my series in HO before I joined the TWRC. When I picture my stories in my head, I picture the engines looking realistic, and I thought it was finally time to make my series look just like how I imagine it. And I kept at it for like a year and a half. I mean, I'm actually very proud of the stuff that I made in Roblox. I mean, I did accomplish my goal. I can say without a doubt that this is exactly what Thomas looks like in my head. This is precisely how I picture him. Unfortunately, he was just way too much work to make. I mean, he took forever. Roblox got so draining. It's way harder making this than it is making this, and eventually I quit Roblox for the same reason I quit HO. It stopped being fun, and Wooden Railway is so much less pressure. Also, while I do take a lot of pride in being a model maker, there's one thing I think I do better than that, and it's storytelling. I love telling stories, and it was miserable having to wait so long to release another story. Modeling in Roblox was taking so long that it was going to be forever until I finally got to the filming stage. So I switched to easier models. And that's the other big reason you haven't heard from me. I was gonna keep my projects secret until they were done, and the new Roblox incarnation of my series, that wouldn't have been done for years. So, a few months ago, I switched back to Wooden Railway. But even though I was back to my old style, I still wasn't willing to re-enter the community. My confidence was shot after JBS, and I know, it sounds silly, like, tons of people liked the movie, but I couldn't get the negative comments out of my head, and I was terrified of getting a bad reaction to my work. I mean, honestly, I was considering never uploading anything again, just making my projects for a handful of people and myself, and that's it. But there was one person who really helped change my mind. I'm so grateful to all of my friends for their support and encouragement. But one person in particular is really relevant here. Ted, Oliver Duck. When we were at Shining Time 2019, Ted encouraged me to share the new models I had made for my series. The only reason I brought them was to show my closest friends, but Ted pushed me to display them. Everyone else was showing something off. I mean, everyone else had their own table, but not me. I was scared. But Ted kept pushing, and eventually he convinced me to share what I had brought. He cleared off a corner of his own table and helped me set up the models that I had brought.
I've got Scotsman here, and oh, thank you, Ted. I've got the 4 Wellsworth and Suttery engines here that were in my 4th episode.
And I got a great reaction. I mean, people really liked them, and that shouldn't have surprised me, but I had gotten into this self-destructive whirlpool since JBS, where I had convinced myself that nobody wanted to see what I had to offer. Ted, if you hadn't pushed me to open up more, I don't think I'd be returning right now. Shining Time reminded me how it felt to be part of a community again. But Ted, you reminded me what it felt like to be a valid member. Thank you so much. The encouragement you showed me, it's almost enough for me to forgive you for revealing that Croc's Scrapyard is in Wellsworth! So, what now? Well, my main priority is always my series, but that's gonna take some time. I have a lot of stuff to build, so it's gonna be a few months until anything gets released. I'm hoping to have something out by December, but it may take longer. But I don't want to just wait till then to release more videos. I want to participate in the community again. I mean, I want to be releasing videos actively. And partly, I already am. I have 2 shows on TWR Community Radio. They're called Character Gallery and Thomas Top 10s. And if you're interested in checking them out, the link is in the description. But that's not all I'm doing. I have a new idea for videos on my own channel that I'm really excited to announce to you guys. I want to do showcase videos for all the models that I've made in the past year and a half and before that. And this is where I want you guys' help. If you saw anything at all in that montage earlier that piqued your interest, put it down in the comments below, and the first new video will be about whatever looks to be the most popular. And I have a lot of other ideas too. I really want to branch out with what kinds of videos I make, but I think this is a good start. And because showcase videos will be so easy to make, I'm going to be able to release one like once a week. And I know that the people who have watched me in the past, really they're here for my series, like, I get that. And really, I'm here for my series too, but I want to stay active in the meantime, and I think this is a good first step to that. So, with all that said, I'm excited for the future, and if you got this far in, thank you so much for watching. How was that?
How was that? How do you mention Ted and not me?
Okay, well, Ted was especially relevant to this specific topic.
It's not like I like him better than you.
And also, like, I put you in the video, so, you know, come on.
Oh, true. Take that, Ted. Oliver Duck. More like Oliver Suck.
So, I do skits now, huh? Interesting. I'm trying a lot of new things. I mean, I'm not keeping my project secret anymore, you know, I'm doing showcase videos, I'm doing skits.
The fat controller's changing everything.
Who the hell does he think he is? Too much work to make. You know what? You, Lemmy,